You have been doing everything right. You enrolled in your workplace retirement plan the day you were eligible. You contribute every single month without fail. You check the balance occasionally and feel a quiet sense of satisfaction watching it grow. You tell yourself you are being responsible. You tell yourself you are preparing for the future. And actually, in many ways, you are. But there is something your 401k statement is not telling you. Something your employer never mentioned during orientation. Something that the financial industry has structured deliberately to be invisible. And it is quietly consuming a portion of everything you have worked to build. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the hidden truths of workplace retirement plans. The fees you are paying, but cannot see the fund choices that are not in your best interest, the employer match rules that are more complicated than you were told, and what you can actually do to take back control of your retirement. The hidden fee that nobody shows you. Open your retirement plan statement right now. Look at the balance. Look at your contributions, and look at the investment returns. Now find the fee you are being charged. You probably cannot find it, because it is not displayed anywhere on your statement in a clear, transparent way. But it is there. And over a working lifetime, it will cost you more than you can imagine. Every workplace retirement plan charges fees. Management fees on the funds you are invested in, and administrative fees for running the plan. Sometimes advisor fees are embedded in the structure. These fees are not deducted from your account in a visible transaction. They are taken as a percentage of your total assets before returns are calculated and reported to you. You never see the money leave. You only see the number after it has already gone. The industry term for the primary fee is the expense ratio, the annual percentage of your invested assets charged by each fund you hold. The average expense ratio in many workplace retirement plans is between 0.5 and 1.5% per year. That range sounds modest until you understand what it means in real money over real time. Consider these two investors. Both contribute $500 per month for 35 years with an average gross annual return of 8%. Investor A is in a low-cost index fund charging 0.1% annually. Investor B is in a typical actively managed fund charging 1.0% annually. At the end of 35 years, Investor A has approximately $1,120,000. Investor B has approximately $890,000. The difference is $230,000. And neither investor ever saw a single fee transaction on their statement. The fee did not announce itself. It simply compounded against Investor B silently for 35 years. Now add a 1.5% fee, which is not unusual in some workplace plans, and Investor B ends up with approximately $790,000. The fee has consumed $330,000 of retirement wealth. And if the plan also includes administrative fees, advisor fees, or wrap fees, the total drag on returns can push even higher. The first lie your retirement plan tells you is not an outright falsehood. It is an omission. The balance on your statement is the number after fees. You have never been shown the number before fees. You have never been shown what your balance would look like without them. That invisible gap is the most expensive thing in your financial life that you have never been asked to approve. The fund menu that was not designed for you. When you enrolled in your workplace retirement plan, you were presented with a menu of investment options. Perhaps 10 funds, perhaps 20, perhaps a default option that your contributions went into automatically if you did not make a choice. That menu felt like choice. It was not designed to be. Workplace retirement plan fund menus are selected by your employer, often in consultation with a financial services company that has a commercial relationship with the plan. The funds that appear on your menu are not necessarily the best available funds in the market. They are the funds that the plan administrator has agreed to offer. And in many cases, the funds offered carry higher expense ratios than comparable alternatives available outside the plan. The default fund, the option your money goes into if you make no active choice, deserves particular scrutiny. In many plans, the default is a target date fund, a fund that automatically adjusts its allocation between stocks and bonds based on your expected retirement year. Target date funds are not inherently bad investments. They are genuinely useful for people who want a simple hands-off approach. but they frequently carry higher fees than simple index funds tracking the same markets. And the automatic default means millions of people are in them without ever actively choosing them or understanding what they cost. The second lie your retirement plan tells you is that your fund menu represents a thoughtful selection curated in your interest. In reality, it represents a negotiated commercial arrangement between your employer and a financial services provider. And your investment returns are partly determined by the outcome of that negotiation rather than the quality of the options available to you. The employer match that comes with strings. The employer match is the most celebrated feature of workplace retirement plans, and rightly so. Free money, an immediate return on your contributions before a single investment gain is made. It is genuinely one of the best financial benefits available in the working world. But the match is not as simple as it appears, and the rules attached to it are rarely explained clearly at enrollment. The most important rule most employees never fully understand is vesting. Vesting is the schedule by which you earn the right to keep your employer's contributions. Your own contributions are always yours immediately. If you leave your job tomorrow, your personal contributions go with you, but your employer's matching contributions may not be yours at all until you have worked for a specified period of time. Cliff vesting means you receive 0% of employer contributions until a specific date, often 2 to 3 years of employment, and then 100% immediately on that date. If you leave 1 month before the cliff date, you leave without a single dollar of your employer's contributions, regardless of how many months of matching you received on your statements. Graded vesting means you earn a percentage of employer contributions each year over a period, perhaps 20% per year over 5 years. Leave before 5 years and you forfeit the unvested portion. The practical implication of vesting is significant. An employee who changes jobs every 2 years, increasingly common in modern careers, may consistently leave before vesting schedules complete and consistently forfeit a meaningful portion of their employer match. The match that appeared on their statement every month was never truly theirs. The third lie your retirement plan tells you is that the employer match belongs to you. It belongs to you only if you stay long enough to earn it. And the timeline for earning it is buried in plan documents that most employees never read, the investment returns that are not what they seem. Your retirement plan statement shows investment returns. It shows how your portfolio performed last year and also shows cumulative returns over time. These numbers feel accurate because they are mathematically correct, but they are presented in a way that consistently overstates the real-world outcome you should expect. And understanding why matters enormously for how you plan your retirement. The first issue is that statement returns are gross returns before fees are deducted. As established earlier, the expense ratio and administrative fees reduce your net return. But the headline performance figure on your statement does not typically reflect this reduction in a prominent, clear way. The second issue is benchmark comparison. The performance of your funds should be compared against a relevant benchmark, typically a simple market index tracking the same asset class. If your actively managed fund returned 7% last year, but the benchmark index it is supposed to beat returned 8.5%, your fund underperformed by 1.5%. You made less than you would have made in a passive index fund with lower fees. Yet your statement shows 7% in positive numbers, which feels like success without the context of what you gave up. Research on actively managed funds consistently shows that over long time periods, the majority fail to outperform their benchmark index after fees. Some do outperform in some years, but sustained long-term outperformance is rare, and the years of underperformance compound against you, just as the years of outperformance compound for you. The fourth lie your retirement plan tells you is that the returns it shows you are the best you can expect from your money. In many cases, a simpler lower-cost index fund strategy would have produced better net returns over the same period, and would continue to do so over the decades ahead. What you can actually do about it. Understanding that your retirement plan has been less than fully transparent with you is not a reason to stop contributing. It is a reason to become a more informed participant in your own financial future. Here is what actually changes things. The single most impactful action you can take is to audit the expense ratios of every fund you currently hold. Log into your retirement plan account and find the investment options section. Every fund listed will have an expense ratio disclosed, sometimes buried in a fund detail page. Find the lowest cost options available in your plan, typically passive index funds tracking broad market indices. If your plan offers a fund tracking a total stock market index with an expense ratio below 0.2%, move your contributions and your existing balance to that fund. The fee reduction alone will compound meaningfully over the decades ahead. The second action is to understand your vesting schedule. Pull out your employee benefits documentation and find the vesting schedule for your employer match. Know the cliff date or the graded schedule and factor that date into any career decision that involves changing jobs. Leaving 2 months before a cliff vesting date could cost you several years of accumulated employer contributions. The third action is to compare your plan's options against what is available outside the plan. Once you have captured your full employer match, which you always should, regardless of fee levels, because the match return exceeds any fee drag, consider whether additional retirement savings beyond the match amount are better placed in a separate individual account where you have full control over fund selection and access to the lowest cost options in the market. The fourth action is to look beyond your plan statement for a complete picture of your retirement outlook. Your statement tells you your balance. It does not tell you what that balance will generate in monthly income at retirement. It does not tell you whether you are on track. Use a retirement projection calculator. Many are available free online, and enter your balance, your expected contributions, your expected retirement age, and your planned withdrawal rate. The number that comes back is the real picture. It may be more encouraging than you feared or more sobering than your statement implied. Either way, it is the truth, and the truth is always more useful than a number that obscures what is actually happening. Your retirement plan is not your enemy. The people who designed it are not villains, but the system was built with certain commercial interests embedded in it, and those interests are not always perfectly aligned with yours. Understanding where the misalignment exists and taking specific steps to correct for it is the difference between arriving at retirement with the wealth you expected and arriving with significantly less, wondering where it went. You have been contributing faithfully. Now, contribute intelligently. Click here to watch our video on how much money you need to never work again. Because understanding your retirement target is just as important as understanding the plan that is supposed to get you there.